I'm hearing some shocking news out of Lamborghini, and specifically about the Revuelto, and if it's true, it's a major departure from everything Lamborghini's done like the last 20 years. Before we cover this Revuelto news, I just want to say welcome back to the channels, guys. Welcome to Exotics Anonymous. Today we're more in the Exotics Anonymous HQ studio and not in my Audi S6, but I want to get this video out for you guys because I've heard this a couple times now and I'm starting to think it's true, and it's shocking to me that Lamborghini is going to head in this direction. So let's talk about what I'm hearing. And before we do that, just pause the video for me, go hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already. Now let's get back to the video. So Lamborghini Revuelto has been out for about 2 years now. Customer cars were supposed to be delivered late 23, but they didn't really start showing up until like early 2024. And the early cars had a lot of problems. And it took Lamborghini about a full year to get them sorted out, it seemed like, because almost every customer car that I know of that got delivered had to go back to the dealer, get a lot of software updates, etc., etc. That's been a problem for pretty much everybody that's done a hybrid supercar the last few years. It's not necessarily, blaming Lamborghini, but that's been what's going on. And because of that, I think maybe they held the launch of what was supposed to be a Lamborghini Revuelto Roadster until they had the coupes more sorted out. But everybody would expect that the Revuelto Roadster is still coming. They might have just held it for a year. Maybe we see it, sometime late 2025 and it starts getting delivered in 26. But obviously there's been no Lamborghini Revuelto Roadster. So what's going on? Now what I've heard 3 times now, so I think it's probably true because I've heard it from 3 pretty reputable people, is that Lamborghini clients, like high-end clients, I'm talking like, hypercar clients, and then people that have bought like pretty much every model, are being shown the Revuelto SV or SVJ or whatever they're going to call it. The first one probably won't be the SVJ, it might be an SV, might be something else, might be a GT, but they're being shown the special version of the Revuelto right now, implying that Lamborghini is going to skip the Revuelto Roadster altogether and just go straight to a Revuelto SV. Now this would be a big deal. I mean, if we think back to the Aventador, first the Aventador Coupe came out, and then there was an Aventador Roadster. And, Murcielago, there was a Roadster. Diablo, there was a Roadster. So for them not to do a Revuelto Roadster would be shocking. I do wonder if part of the reason they're hesitant to do a Roadster right now is because the Coupe's values haven't been as strong as most Lamborghini models in the past have been. I mean, you can look at a Lamborghini Huracan, it was like 230 grand in 2015. If you want to buy a nice one right now, it's 220 grand. It's barely lost any money, basically stayed the same. Whereas Revueltos with $700,000 roughly stickers are, used high fives, mid to low 600s. They've already lost a lot of money, which isn't typical for Lamborghini customers to experience. At least not in the last decade or so. Lamborghini may be trying to save the value of the Revuelto Coupes perhaps by holding off on a Revuelto Roadster and going straight to the SV, because that'll probably be a limited number car, probably 1,000 cars or so. It'll be harder to get. It won't help the values of the Revuelto Coupes, but it probably won't, tank them right away either. Whereas a Revuelto Roadster, I think a lot of customers were probably waiting for that one, to be honest with you. And even a lot of Revuelto Coupe owners might have been waiting for a Roadster to come out to trade their Coupes in. So it might have destroyed the Revuelto market, honestly, if they launched a Roadster right now, especially with all the delays and delivery issues that a lot of the Coupes had. So that is something to consider. But let's think about what they could do here, because if we go look at the Aventador, right? We had an Aventador Coupe, Aventador Roadster, Aventador SV, and SV Roadster, of course. Aventador S, which is like the facelift Aventador. So that's going to be important. So S and S Roadster. And then later came the SVJ and the Ultimate. Ultimate was kind of like a GT3 touring, if you will, of an Aventador SVJ. So looking at what we know about this Revuelto, that would mean there'll be a Revuelto SV, and then perhaps a Revuelto S, and maybe that's when we get the Roadster, like a Revuelto S Roadster. Because I'm pretty sure they already developed a Roadster. I've seen pictures online. I don't know if they're real or AI necessarily, but they looked pretty real. Of the car, supposedly was supposed to be launched at Monterey Car Week last year, but it just never happened. They just launched that Fenomeno hypercar instead, which was just a Revuelto body kit, essentially. I mean, I know there's a couple things different about the hybrid system, but I think a Revuelto Roadster would have been more exciting than that car, honestly. I find it hard to believe there will never be a convertible Revuelto. I just don't see that being the case, but it does look likely that it's not going to be before a Revuelto SV comes out, which means we probably don't see a Revuelto Roadster for at least 2 more years, which is kind of crazy because everybody wants the convertible V12 Lamborghini, and they haven't really given it to their customers. So the Revuelto Coupe is a sweet car, and it's been selling very well for them, for what I understand. I think just the problems and stuff have maybe slowed production down a bit and kind of changed their timeline for when they're planning to release which models. And Lamborghini has been going a little crazier lately. Like they did the Huracan Storado, an off-road Huracan, and they did the, they obviously did a Performante and a STO and a Technica. Like they've been doing a lot of models, and I think this Revuelto will see the same thing. I think it'll just take a little longer. We've already seen the Revuelto Coupe. We know we're getting a Revuelto SV. We assume we're going to get a Revuelto S and S Roadster. And then after that, we'll probably get a Revuelto SVJ and SVJ Roadster, and we'll probably get some type of final edition like the Ultimate was to the Aventador, or the Technica was to the Huracan. Will we get a Revuelto Storado? I don't know. That's probably a little too crazy for that big of a car. I mean, the Revuelto is a heavy car when you think about it, compared to a Huracan at least. It would be really cool if we got an off-road Revuelto. I think they probably wouldn't sell too many of them, but you never know. So yeah, very interesting situation going on. Very interesting situation going on in Italy with Lamborghini right now. I mean, they're making good products. The Revuelto is a fantastic car when it works. This Temerario I haven't experienced much yet, but I know it's supposedly very fast. Some people say it feels more like a McLaren. Some people say it's better than a Huracan. It's I think it's one of those cars you have to experience yourself and make your mind up on, but it's certainly fast. There's no doubt about that. People are saying it's even faster than the Revuelto, which even if it is, I don't know how much that matters, because the Revuelto's got that amazing V12 in the back that the Temerario just doesn't have. It's got that high revving twin turbo V8, which is really cool, but having the sound of a V12, especially in 2026, and I mean, it's still got 1,000 horsepower. If the Revuelto's a tenth of a second slower than a Temerario, does it really matter? I mean, not really. The Revuelto obviously looks better and sounds better, and it's the bigger dog of the company, you know. So what do you guys think? Do you think we'll see a Lamborghini Revuelto Roadster sooner than I'm saying here? Because from what I understand, we're not going to see one before Revuelto SV. But let me know if you've maybe heard contradictory, or you have a different opinion, or you think they should go one way or the other. Love to hear what you think down in the comments. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a video in the works on a Urus Performante test mule that's been spotted running around as well. So stay tuned, subscribe to see that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.